Base launch trajectory countdown net. Pad is clear.
10, 9.
Base launch trajectory countdown net. Pad is clear.
6, 5, 4, 3.
Launch auto sequence has started.
6.
Go for launch.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Go for launch.
Vehicle is supersonic.
Stage separation
Vehicle
confirmed.
is supersonic.
Dragon separation confirmed. Stage separation confirmed. Dragon separation confirmed.
Stage 1 is transonic. Landing like that deployed. Stage 1 is transonic. Has landed. Landing like that deployed. And Falcon 9 has landed.
And happy Saturday. On your screen right now is a live view of the Falcon 9 rocket as it waits for its 7:25 a.m. On your screen right now is a live view of the Falcon 9 rocket as it waits for its 7:25 a.m. Pacific time launch marks SpaceX's 2vandenberg Space Force Base in California. And our 61st launch of the year. Launch marks SpaceX's My name is Zachary Lubin, and I'm an avionics reliability engineer here at SpaceX, joining you from our headquarters. My name is Zachary Lubin, and I'm an avionics reliability engineer here at SpaceX, joining you from our headquarters about 150 miles in just under 11 minutes from now. We'll be sending the Space Development Agency's second Tranche 0 mission just under 11 minutes from now. We'll be sending the Space Development Agency's second Tranche 0 mission to low Earth orbit. Standard pre-launch for those of you following Thursday morning, you'll know we stood down from our last engines was not responding as standard pre-launch checkouts on Thursday morning. One of the first stage engines was not responding down for the day to take a closer look through that issue during the countdown. During yesterday's launch attempt, decided to stand down for the day to take a closer look. Was behaving out of family during yesterday's launch checkouts yesterday. A valve on the ground support equipment and ground support equipment out of family. We're back to completing checkouts and not tracking any blockers to launch at this ground support equipment is healthy. We're back into the count and not tracking any blockers. Today's mission is for our customer SDA in support of their overall constellation called the Proliferated. Today's mission is for our customer SDA in support of their overall constellation called along with delivering the Warfighter Space 11 payloads to orbit. SpaceX also designed along with delivering and build the SDA's 11 payloads to serve as part of the PWSA's tracking layer, which will provide global indications, warnings that will serve as part of the PWSA's tracking layer, which will provide global indications, warning, tracking, and targeting of the SDA prioritizes speed by leveraging commercial advances and delivering capabilities on 2-year timelines, with the goal of quickly delivering commercial advances and delivering capabilities on 2-year development, with the goal of quickly delivering space-based capabilities to support terrestrial missions through development. Payloads on board will allow combatant commands to start to develop their exercise and operational plans. Payloads on board will allow combatant commanders to start to develop their exercise and operational plans around access to data that they can expect to receive just around the T-9 minute mark. The range is ready to support, and weather is currently 90% just around the T-9 minute mark. The vehicle and payload is ready to support, and weather is currently 90% favorable for launch Pacific time. The vehicle and payload is also worth mentioning at the request of our customer. We will not be sharing any views from the second stage today. It's also worth mentioning at the request of our customer. At around the T+8 minute mark just after Falcon 9 touches back down, and will therefore end the webcast at around the T+8 minute mark just after Falcon 9 touches back down. Located at the very top of Falcon 9 on your screen, we have the payload fairing, and it measures about 40 feet in length. At the very top of Falcon 9 on your screen, we have now the payload size into perspective. It measures about an average fire truck is about 40 feet in diameter and 12 feet wide. Now to put that size into perspective, comfortably an average fire truck is about 40 feet long. Now while on Earth, the fairing's primary job is to protect the payload from contamination. And then at liftoff and through ascent, the fairing's primary job is to also shield against aerothermal loads and heating. And then at liftoff and through ascent, we reach the vacuum of space, we will also shield against aerothermal loads and will continue on its journey to orbit. Once we reach the vacuum of space, we will jettison the fairing half supporting today's mission continue on its journey to orbit with one half flying for its 5th time, and the other flying for today's mission are both flight proven, with one half flying for its 5th time, and the other flying for its second stage, which is responsible for propelling the payload to its drop-off orbit in space. Payload fairing is the second stage, which is responsible for propelling the payload to its drop-off orbit in larger stage below. Now, not only does the same diameter, second stage looks similar in the first stage, which is the large stage below, and nearly the same engine diameter, and this allows the same similar tooling, design, and systems, same propellant, and nearly the same engine and reliability. And this allows us to use similar tooling, design, and systems. First and second stages are connected by the black inner stage, which houses the pneumatic pushers that allow stage separations are connected by the black inner stage, also houses the pneumatic pushers that allow stage Today's mission is flying for its 13th time today, and if successful, we'll be attempting to mark our 200 on land at landing zone 4 at Vandenberg of an orbital class rocket. Successful, this will mark our Falcon 9 and Heavy first stage landing. Successful recovery of an orbital class rocket, including both Falcon 9 and Heavy first stage landing. Into orbit actually means, in order to get the rocket and our payload into orbit, if you're not too familiar with what not only go up really fast, in order to get the rocket and our payload into orbit, as we ascend, the rocket has to not only go up. Second mark, be sure to keep an eye out for this in just an orientation so that Falcon 9 can go sideways really fast. Be sure to keep an eye out for this in just a few minutes. So far, we're at T-minus 5 minutes and 28 seconds and counting, and all systems are go for an on-time liftoff. We're at T-minus 5 minutes and 28 seconds and weather is 90%, and all systems are go for an on-time liftoff. The range is currently green, and weather is 90% if for some reason we're not able to launch today, we do have a backup opportunity tomorrow at the same time. However, if for some reason we're not able to launch today, we do have a backup opportunity tomorrow at the same time. Coming up next, the truss structure next to the vehicle, known as the transporter erector, or TE, will start to retract. The truss structure transporter erector is used for rollout erector and route propellants and electrical power to the vehicle. The transporter erector is used for rollout and in preparation for retraction and electrical power to the vehicle in preparation for launch. Are located just below the payload preparation for retraction. The transporter erector will clamps pull away from the rocket slightly, and then the T0 hydraulics pull the transporter erector will then pull away from the rocket slightly as it lifts off. And then the T0 hydraulics pull the clamp beginning to open just below the payload Falcon 9 as it lifts off. 10 seconds from now. And we should see those clamp arms beginning to open just below the payload fairing in about 10 seconds from now. And there you can see those clamp arms opening just below the payload fairing. At this point in the countdown, and there you can see those second stages are nearly just fully loaded with 1 million pounds of kerosene. At this point in the countdown, and liquid oxygen and second stages are nearly fully loaded with 1 million pounds of kerosene fuel and liquid oxygen. You may have also noticed the white clouds around the outside of the vehicle, and those clouds are completely normal. You may have also noticed the white clouds around the outside of the vehicle, and those clouds are completely normal. The result of that cold gas coming into contact with the warmer California air and surface, and what you're seeing is the result of that cold gas coming into contact with the warmer California air erector beginning to retract away from the Falcon 9 rocket. You should now be able to see the transporter erector beginning to retract away from the Falcon 9 rocket. Both first stage and second stage should finish loading propellant about a minute apart from each other. Both the first stage and second stage should finish loading propellant about and the second stage apart from each other. 2 minutes. The first stage finishes up at 60 seconds. Falcon 9 will be in startup. The second stage means that the rocket's autonomous internal flight computers 60 seconds over the launch will be in startup, and this means that the rocket's autonomous and we light the Merlin 1D engines over the launch, and then we're set for liftoff. And just inside of T-minus 2 seconds, we light the Merlin 1D engines, and then we're set for liftoff.
Stage 1 lock slow is complete. Stage 1 lock slow is complete. Oh go.
And there you heard that call out that stage 1 LOX loading is complete.
Oh go.
And there you heard that call out that stage 1 LOX loading is complete. The SDA Tranche 0 payload continues to be healthy, and the Falcon 9 team is currently tracking no issues on the rocket. The SDA Tranche 0 payload continues to be healthy, the terminal count. And the Falcon 9 team is currently tracking no issues on the rocket, so let's continue to listen in to the terminal count. In just a few moments, we should hear that call out that stage 2 LOX loading is complete on the vehicle. In just a few moments, we should hear that call out that stage 2 LOX loading is complete on the vehicle.
Stage 2 LOX load complete.
And there's that call out that Stage 2 LOX loading is complete.
Load complete.
And coming up at the T-minus 1 minute mark, Falcon 9 will be in startup, and this means that the vehicle's flight computers have taken over. Falcon 9 will be in startup, and this means that the vehicle's flight computers have taken over in preparation for launch.
Vehicle gas closeouts. Vehicle gas closeouts. Falcon 9 is in startup.
And there's that call out that Falcon 9 is in startup. Next will be the final go given by the launch director. And there's that call out that Falcon 9 is Falcon 9 heads into space.
Tank press from
15 seconds. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Engines full power. And liftoff of Space Coast Agency 0B. Go Falcon, go SDA.
Stage 1 propulsion is normal.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
We're now T plus 40 seconds into the Space Development Agency's second Tranche 0 mission.
Power and telemetry nominal.
Falcon 9 has throttled down to prepare for max Q, which should occur within the next 30 seconds or so. And max Q is the point at which the vehicle experiences the greatest amount of aerodynamic pressure as it ascends through the Earth's atmosphere.
Falcon 9 is supersonic. Max Q.
And there's that call out for max Q, and everything is looking good with the rocket's trajectory so far. Now we have 5 events coming up in rather quick succession, and these are MECO, stage separation, stage 1 flip, SES-1, and then the boost back burn. MECO, also known as main engine cutoff, is when we shut down all 9 Merlin 1D engines on the first stage. Stage separation is when the first and second stages separate from one another, and this is followed by stage separation when the first stage will flip over and conduct a boost back burn to fly back towards land. SES-1, or second engine start 1, is when we ignite the single Merlin vacuum engine on the second stage. Now, as a reminder, we won't be showing any views of our second stage today at the request of our customer. We should be seeing MECO in just about 15 seconds from now.
And MECO.
Stage separation confirmed.
And MVAC startup.
Stage 1 boost back startup.
And there you heard and maybe even saw those events that happened back to back, including MECO, or main engine cutoff, stage separation, stage 1 flip, SES-1, and second engine start 1, and the start of our boost back burn. At the moment, the boost back burn is in progress and will last for another 15 seconds or so. And while that burn is in progress, we are expecting to hear the call out for fairing separation. And as a reminder, at the request of our customer, we won't be broadcasting fairing separation, but we should still have audio confirmation of it.
Fairing separation confirmed.
And there's that callout confirming fairing separation. Coming up in just a few moments, we should have the completion of the boost back burn on the first stage.
Stage 1 boost back shutdown.
And with the boost back burn done, our first stage is now headed back to Earth and will be attempting its land landing in just a few minutes. One of the nice things about land landings is we're not subject to ocean weather, and it's pretty convenient to land the first stage right next to where it lifted off. However, our ability to execute a land landing is really dependent upon the customer's needs.
Both vehicles are following a nominal trajectory.
Their mission trajectory and performance needed by the satellite determines if we can return to land. In order to complete today's land landing, the first stage has 2 more burns left. Next up is the entry burn, which will help to slow the stage down as it re-enters the upper part of the Earth's atmosphere. If you're just joining us, we just had successful liftoff of Falcon 9 and the Space Development Agency's second Tranche 0 mission. As the mission name suggests, today's customer is the SDA, or Space Development Agency. After an on-time liftoff, we had successful main engine cutoff, stage separation, stage 1 flip, second engine start 1, boost back burn, and fairing separation from the second stage. We're now coming up on the second burn on our first stage today, the entry burn, which should start in just over a minute from now. You're currently seeing live views of our Falcon 9 first stage as it descends back to Earth, and from time to time some of these views may show the hypersonic grid fins. Not currently on your screen. These hypersonic grid fins help steer the vehicle during descent as we re-enter Earth's atmosphere.
Signal, Baja, Mexico.
And there you can now see those grid fins. Coming up in just a few moments, we should have the Stage 1 entry burn startup.
Both stages continue to follow a nominal trajectory.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
And there's that call out for the Stage 1 entry burn startup, where we light engines at the bottom of the Falcon 9 first stage as it descends back to Earth. And this burn will last just a few moments.
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
And
Stage 1 FTS has safed.
And there's that confirmation of Stage 1 entry burn shutdown. As a reminder, we'll be ending our webcast after Falcon 9 lands, and we won't be sharing any views from our second stage at the request of our customer. Coming up in in just a few moments from now, we should have the landing burn startup on the Falcon 9 first stage.
Stage 1 transonic. Stage 1 landing burn.
And there's that confirmation of landing burn start. This burn should last just around 15 seconds or so.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy. Stage 1 landing confirmed.
And there you have confirmation of landing of our Falcon 9 vehicle. This was the 13th launch and landing of this booster and our 222nd overall successful recovery of an orbital class rocket, including both Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy first stage landings. As we mentioned earlier, at the request of our customer, we are concluding our webcast coverage early today. We want to thank the We want to thank the Space Development Agency for entrusting us with today's launch, and a special thanks to the Range and the Federal Aviation Administration for licensing support. With today's launch, this marks SpaceX's 61st launch of 2023, matching last year's annual record with still 4 months to go before the end of this year. Congrats to the SpaceX and Falcon teams for this record-breaking year. And if you're looking for some added excitement this weekend, please tune in for our next Starlink launch set to lift off from Pad 39A in Florida at 7:50 p.m. Eastern Sunday evening. The SpaceX and NASA teams are also looking to bring home the Crew 6 astronauts after a 6-month stay at the International Space Station, just as soon as weather is favorable. We'll bring you live coverage of their departure from the orbiting laboratory, as well as their return to Earth when they splash down off the coast of Florida. And as always, our team is making progress with Starship down in Texas, getting ready for our second flight test of a fully integrated Starship. Be sure to keep an eye on x.com/SpaceX for updates. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.